Hello and welcome to Gumadee's Coins and Banknotes. Now, if you're new to the channel, I welcome you. And this channel is it's one of those channels in which I don't talk about stacking that much. I do collect silver, but I don't collect them for bullion value. I collect them for the actual history that's on the coin. So, got some Papal States. Go through these, or Vatican City, Italy, 500 lira, and we've got some new Hebrides, 100 francs. So those are the new coins we'll be putting in the future. But if you are, and I don't really talk about just collectors' coins that were never issued for circulation. So this $5 never saw circulation, even though it's legal tender. This 50 shillings also never saw circulation. They used banknotes, or Australia still uses banknotes. Spent two $5 notes today. So anyway, my channel focuses basically on coins that circulated at some point in history. And that's why I like to collect them. Because of the historical factor. That's one reason why people collect them. Some people collect them for the value. So it might go up in the future. And other people collect them based on their familial history. So a lot of people that I've sold to, you look at their names, like they buy Greek coins and they've got a Greek name. They have an Arab name, they probably come from Lebanon, want Lebanese coins, so they want something a part of their personal history and not a country history. And also some people collect them because of designs. So the designs on coins varies. Some countries have interesting coins, some countries have boring coins. So these are the new lot that I picked up, and most of these are going to be common. That's another thing you need to know, is that most coins in history are common that you're going to get, but a lot of the designs are actually not that common. Now we're talking about this Rhodes oval. So this is not too scarce to get, but it's also not too common, and it was a circulating coin. Okay, so the first coin we have is a 1 Kreuz from Austria, 1885. This is the mintage of 138 million, so it shouldn't be too hard of a coin to get. So I'm not going to say too much about the design or who designed it, but on the back of the coin, we have the denomination, just has 1. And also we have, looks like oak wreaths around. And these Austrian coins in Austria-Hungary Empire, legal tender also in Hungary, even though Hungary did issue their own coins. You could spend coins on each other's territory. Okay, so this one has Österreichische Scheidemünz. So Scheidemünz means it doesn't have the full value of its metal. And it's pretty common in German states, not Austrian states at the time period. This one is the double-headed eagle, which is the Austrian coat of arms. And in the center we have a shield, which I won't go into detail. Okay, so that one, you're probably paying about $5 for that. Okay, next coin we have in 1880, I think it's 1893, they issued a new currency. So this one was the Gulden, 100 Kreuzer. This one was the Krone equals 100 Heller. So here we have a 10 Heller coin. 1907 has a mintage of 8.6 million, so I think I will put that in my collection. So probably about $5 to $10 for that because of the lower mintage. And once again, turn it over, we have the Austrian coat of arms. And next denomination we have is two 20 Heller coins. They similar design, 1893, 1895. So this one's a mintage of 41 million. This one has a mintage of 53 million. It's pretty common in this condition, probably $5 or less. And on the back we have the coat of arms. So the interesting thing about Austria at the time is that they didn't issue denominations of 5. And also the reading on these coins. So this one's fine, that one is coarse reading. It's also a variety, it probably is not reported. Okay, the next coins we have, 2 coins that look similar. that's because they revalued the currency. So this is a 1,000 krone 1924, 10 groschen 1925. So 1925 they issued a new currency of 1 shilling is 100 groschen, and 1 shilling was equivalent to 10,000 kronen. So to get people familiar with the coins, they issued the 1, 2, and 10 groschen is similar to the older coins of 100, 200, and 1,000 kronen. And they also issued a 50 groschen and a 1 shilling. Later they changed those. So on this side we just have plants. I believe it is, they've got 2 different flowers. Anyway, you can find information on the internet. On the other side we have the Tyrol girl. We have Republic Österreich. So the 10,000 kronen has a mintage of 72.3 million. And this 10 groschen 66.2 million. So that is about $5 or less. And they're not rated, and they're made out of copper nickel. This one's in better condition. And the last vintage I believe was 1929. And they circulated up into the German takeover, the Anschluss. Okay. We're going alphabetically, so the next coin we have is Argentina. So this is 20 centavos. Pity. The interesting thing about Argentina is they've had about 5 currencies since this coin was issued. So inflation, devaluation, it does destroy people's wealth, but it doesn't destroy the actual country. In Argentina is still around. Countries can't go bankrupt. They can only disappear if another country overtakes them, like East Germany or South Vietnam. Solo. So this one has wheat on one side and the cow on the other. Republic Argentina, 20 centavos. It's rated. And here we have Libertad on the other side. It's quite a nice coin. And 1949 is 67 million, so this one's about $1 or less. But it's good to actually get a set of these coins, and I've actively over the years tried to get them. Okay, the next coins we have is Belgium. These are 2 common coins. So in the Second World War, they just issued zinc coins, no aluminium, and the highest denomination was the 5 franc, but the most common you're going to get is the 1 franc. So this is the 1942, and this one has Belgique first, so that's the Dutch first instead of Belgique, which is the French, and it has a mintage of 25 million, worth about $1. These zinc doesn't last long in circulation. It's a soft metal, so they wear quite readily. And here at Belgique, so the Dutch version of the 20 centimeters, and it's a mintage of 50 million, so pretty common. Now, these Belgian coins after the Second World War, not really valuable, and they're not in high demand in Australia, so they're pretty hard to sell. So that's a pity. Okay, one coin that's slightly more popular in Belgium is Czechoslovakia. So this is a 50 Hillary from turned over, 1922. Okay, so this one is, okay, so you rotate it, so that's metal rotated. The Belgium coins were coin rotated. Okay, so different countries in Europe had different rotations. Here we have the Czech lion, and here we have the Slovak shield. So Czechia, Slovakia, Republica, 1922. This had a mintage of 37 million, and they sell for about $5 or less. Then this is probably EF condition. And on this side we just have the denomination and the initials of the designer down below. So quite a nice coin. And Czechoslovakia at the time had some quite nice coins. Next coin, Denmark, 1934 to Erde. These ones had a hole in it. Not too sure why they actually put the hole. With the love heart of the Copenhagen Mint. This is the Mint Master. Here we have 2 Nordic crosses. And on this side we have Christian X, King of Denmark. and the crown. So this coin has a mintage of 756,000. So probably about $10, and probably the one of the more expensive coins in this lot because of the scarcer mintage. Most of those would not have survived. Okay, next 3 coins from Egypt. So the largest one we have is a 1917 10mm. This is well circulated. It's only worth $1 or $2, but the mintage is about 4 million because it has the King Norton mint mark down below, and it just has the monarch's name and the date and the country. Okay, the next we have is 2 5mm. So we've got 1938, 1943, and they circulate at the same time. So there's a little bit of confusion. I would say they took the nickel out and they made a bronze one with copper and tin because of the Second World War, and probably also devaluation. So we've got denomination date on this side, the country's name. And here we have the monarch. I can't remember the monarch's name. Was it Faisal? Anyway, you can see the portrait's the same. It just has his name around the side. So these coins probably worth $5 less. I'd say $3 or less. They're pretty common. I've got quite a few in my collection. Okay, so that is E. Next one is F4, Republic Française. So we go, the smallest denomination is 5 centimeters from 1922. And these were the designs that were issued after the Second World War, because the Second World War caused the devaluation of the French currency. So 1922 had a mintage of 31.7 million. Yeah, so all of these coins are going to show probably worth $1 or so. Not really that valuable. So this side we just have just some plants down below. Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. So the motto of France. Haiti adopted this motto as well. On the other side we had the Phrygian cap and RF for Republic Française. Next denomination. So this was the smallest denomination, 1920s and 30s. The 1 and 2 centimeters fell out of circulation. Okay, we have 2 10 centimeters. 1924 with a mintage of 44.9 million. 1935 with 47.5 million. The mintage is higher than a lot of other countries because the population is a lot higher. Okay, looks like we've got olives down below, and it wraps around the actual circle. And I would say they put the hole in it to separate it from any silver coins. But the smallest silver coin they issued was the quarter franc, half franc, 1 franc. So it probably separates it from the 1 franc coin, which looks similar when it's actually well circulated. And once again, we've got Phrygian cap. Okay, the next coin we have, okay, we do aluminium bronze coins because they're the pre-World War One or World War Two, should I say. So these have 2 cornucopias. The 1 franc 1932 has 29.7 million. It's pretty common. And we have a little bit, I think that's Mariam on this side, and the 2 franc is pretty much the same design. 1938 is 28 million. So, and after the Germans occupied France, they still had their own country. They still run it, but they changed the name and they changed the motto. So Travailler, Familie, and Patrie. And I can't remember what that is. Anyway, different motto. So 1942, this is the thick version, so you do get a thin version. Mintage 152 million, and 2 franc 114 million. It's really less than $5 for each coin. A lot of them you can find in high grade. And pretty much the last coin I have is the 50 centimeters. So this is the 1924 version, issued by the Commerce Industry, and it's a mintage of 97 million, so pretty common. Chambers de Commerce. France. That's who issued these coins. So that's those coins. Okay, the next ones we have are from Italy. So I did get one of these 1919 coins. So these are all stamped on the, I think it's 1894, 1895 coins to reuse the copper and nickel. Because nickels, which is these coins at the time, was pretty expensive because of the First World War. Oh, I forgot the German ones. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, so the poor coin I have is this 1867 5 centime. Has a mintage of 46 million, so this one's really worth nothing, just whatever metal value. So we have the star, which is a code of the emblem of Italy, and on this side we have Vittorio Emanuele II, King of Italy, King of Savoy. Okay, the next two coins, 1919, are mint with 33.4 million, worth about $5, $5 to $10. It's in pretty good condition. This one's rotated, so turn it that way, and it's slightly rotated. Need to push it around again. Okay, so then we go, yeah, so slightly rotated, so that's what you need to look for those coins. And the next one is a nickel coin. This is one of my favorite 10 coins. 1920, 27.2 million, so pretty common. We have a woman in clothing, she's not naked, and she's flying. We have the coat of arms of Italy down below, so the House of Savoy, Rome Mint. And on this side we have the allegorical feature of Italy, and that's quite a nice coin. Okay, the next coin we have is pretty common, so we've got a Malaysia 1 cent. They don't use 1 cent anymore, but I'll do the German coins first. Okay, so I did get, where are they? Okay, I got 2 coins from Danzig, a 1 and 2 Pfennig, and these are probably about $10 to $20 each. These are would be the most expensive that I'm going to show now. They 1 Pfennig, 1926. So we have the coat of arms of Danzig that they've used for hundreds of years, and they still use it, even though the place is called Danansk now. And originally it was Slavic, probably Proto-Polish. Then it was assimilated into German. Now it's gone back to Poland. So this is a mintage of 1.5 million, 2 Pfennig 1.75 million, and they're actually a nice coin. The higher up you go in the denomination, the more expensive they get. Okay, then we have the German coins. So in this First World War, they issued zinc plated iron. No, I think this is just an iron coin. A lot of these you can find that they have a reading's not really on the side, so it looks like that the actual placement of the reading collar was loose. But 1920, this one is F mint mark, has a mintage of 243 million, so pretty common. And in 1924 they redenominated it, I think it's like 1 trillion marks equals 1 new Reichsmark or Rentenmark. So this is a 10 Reichspfennig from 1925 G, and there's a mintage of 10,360,000. So that will probably go into my collection, get a set. And after the 1948, after the Second World War, they issued Deutschmark. So we have a 1958, but because it's damaged, probably pretty much just face value. And this has a mintage of 10.7 million, has Max Planck on it. I think these were minted to 1969. So here the German eagle. And the interesting thing about the Bundesrepublik Deutschland, or Germany, is that each denomination, and even each different design, had a different style of eagle, so there's no one style. So there's 5 Deutschmark 1982D. So D is the Munich Mint mark. 8.9 million. Yeah, and these you can still change these at the Bundesbank for face value. So they have not been demonetized. Unlike some other countries like Malaysia. Malaysia's denominated has demonetized all these coins. And you have a 1 cent from 1984, mintage 26.2 million. And this one up is it's a plated steel, so copper plated steel. Makes the coins lighter and cheaper. Pretty much. The steel is not going to last long in the environment because it corrodes fairly, like iron, fairly easily. Goes black and it just flakes off. Okay, the smallest denominations I have are these 1 cent coins. And got two 1941s, 1939. So 1939, 20 million. These are about less than $5 each. The currency commissioner in Malaysia. You have two 1 cent coins. And because of the Japanese invasion in 1941, 42? Yeah, 41, 42. These coins did not last. They weren't in circulation for long. And they were reduced in size in 1943, but those coins were issued in 1945. Okay, the 1 cent, 1941, 33.6 million. And then we have the other denominations. These were all issued after the Second World War. So we've got 1948 10 cent with 23.8 million. This one, currency commissioners Malaya. So that was the unification of the Borneo currency boards and the Malaya. And this one has George VI. And the 1950 is a mintage of 65 million, so pretty common. 1953, 20 million, and this one has the Cecil Thomas effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. So, and then we had the 20 cent, 1961, 32 million. And you can see these ones are pretty boring. And you can see got Malaya and British Borneo. So really, just change the name to reflect where there's a legal tender. So this is only legal tender in the Malay Peninsula. Although Sarawak and North Borneo did allow them to circulate in their own country. And also this one unified British Borneo and the Malay Peninsula, and it included Singapore as well as Brunei. So pretty common. So don't be hard if you can't get it. They're easy to get. Okay, next coin, 10 franc, Morocco. I think it's 1951. This has a mintage of 40 million. So we have Moroccan French and Arabic. We have the designer, and this is minted in France because it has the two mint marks. And on the other side, we have the coat of arms or emblem of Morocco and the monarch's name. So, pretty nice. Then we have a 5 groszy from Poland. This is, I think it's the bronze coin, not the brass. 1928. Mintage 8.9 million. And this one is the last one I needed for my set of coins of this date. So hopefully I can make a new video about those coins. So you can see the Polish eagle. And Poland is like Germany. You know, the eagle can have any style you want, as long as, so there's loose parameters about the issuance of the eagle on the coins. So like the German eagle, different coins, stamps, doesn't matter what, can have a design as long as it represents a country. So that's nice. Another coin that I have is a Romanian 10 lei 1930. This one has two mint marks, so it's minted in France. So that means it has a mintage of 15 million. These cost about $5 there. Not too hard to get, not too easy. This one has Carlo, the second king of Romania. If you don't know, Romania is a Romance language related to Italian and French. It's not a Slavic language or Finno-Ugric. And the Romans only occupied that region for part of their history. So it's surprising that Romance language has survived there. Okay, the last two coins we have are from related but different places. So this is the Russia Empire, this is the Soviet Union. 1892 2 Kopek. This is actually quite a nice design at the mint mark down below. And 1895 is a mintage of 9.122 million. These are about $5 to $10. And on the other side, so there's a reeded, the core metal rotated. This one is the coat of arms and the name of the country. So, denomination down below, double-headed eagle. We have all different coat of arms, probably for the different houses or regions that make up the actual country. And the last coin is the 1933 nickel zinc coin from the Soviet Union. So the Soviet Union did issue silver coins initially, but they took them out of circulation. They weren't the first country. Denmark and Norway in 1920 removed the silver from their currency. Sweden did not. And after the Civil War, Finland did as well in the 1920s. So pretty much a lot of countries have not used silver for over 100 years. So in 20 Kopek, we have a worker holding a shield. And on the other side, we have the coat of arms of the Soviet Union. So hammer and sickle on the globe, name of the country. So this one has a mintage of 144 million. It's about $5 or less, but I'm not going to sell it. It's going into the collection. Anyway, bit long video, but I just wanted to explore coins you can actually get for your collection, because it's just very interesting. If you're interested in coin collecting, these are the coins I recommend that you start with first. Don't go for, expensive stuff like this coin. This costs about $100, because you need to get a feel of something before you plunge into it. Even something like that, these cost about $8. They costed $8 20 years ago. So 3 million, they're pretty common. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.